Yeah, the way that people are misusing the Bible today. First of all, I think this is a problem that's not new to our generation. Certainly, it's been right from the beginning of the church, and even in the Old Testament. People like the word to back up what they personally think. Whether we're talking about Pharisees and Sadducees that twisted and turned the word to make it almost a manipulative, if not overtly, and a manipulative technique to get people to do what they wanted them to do, and so on and so forth. And people use the scriptures as to proof text, right? They may take it in context, out of context, but they use it, kind of weaponize it to make their point. And that's a real danger. And so as we think about the misuse of God's word, I think that's one of the key ways is that people wanted to endorse, enforce what they personally wanted to say. So that's a misuse. We know that there's so many cult-isms and schisms out there, right? It's been that way from the very beginning. I mean, that's the early writers of the scriptures were confronting Gnosticism and other aberrations from the faith. These were the teachers, the false teachers who were manipulating God's truth to make it fit what they personally felt. So that's one of the key ways that it's misused. But there's another way that it's misused, and I would say it's more along the lines of non-use. All right, so we have Bibles. We have a proliferation of Bibles all over the world. We live in a day when we have, who knows how many different types of Bibles. We have the Leadership Bible, the Purpose-Driven Bible. We have the Jerusalem Bible. We have the Amplified Bible. We have Bibles upon Bibles. We have commentaries on the Bible. We have books that comment on commentaries on the Bible, right? So we live in a day where internet, audio Bibles, video Bibles, again, action Bibles, so on and so forth. We're not for a lack of access to God's Word, at least in the West. Now, there are many parts of the world where they don't have access to hard copies or soft copies of the Bible, or they have it and they can't afford it. Still, in our context, with the European Leadership Forum, I don't think there's anybody within the European Leadership Forum that doesn't have some type of meaningful access to God's Word. A 2013 study showed that the average number of Bibles in the American home, now this is the average across the entire population, is 4.4. So I think about my own library. Now, I was a pastor. I'm going to have more than some do. But when you think about across the spectrum, 4.4 Bibles per household, and yet, why do we have all the problems we do? So either people aren't picking it up to actually read it, really read it, or they're reading it and they're not applying it. And so I would say the biggest misuse is the non-use of God's Word.